Hello, families. This is next week's homework. It's due the week right before Thanksgiving. I just kind of wanted to go over it with you guys, kind of how I show kids how you can almost not even read a passage and be able to get your answers from scanning the text. Obviously, I still want them to read it. I tell them 5 to 7 times with the hopes that they'll read it 3 times to improve their comprehension. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm not going to read it with you because obviously, that would take more time. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of look at it and show you what I do. I have not read it this year. I did read it last year, but just kind of showing you what I do. So we're looking at number 1. We're looking for author's claim. So which sentence from the passage supports the author's claim that Barbara Askins achieved great success in her second career? Well, if we look at our title's passage, it's from teacher to scientist. So we know that she became a scientist. We know that she was a teacher. So obviously with this question, she's going to become something else. We got to find success. She studied to become a chemist. Is that showing us success? Not really, right? It's not showing us success. It's just showing us what she did. NASA gave Askins a big problem to solve. That could show success, but it's not really telling us what kind of success it was because it's not telling us the claim. Once Askins did this, she could make brighter, sharper photos. I'm not quite sure what the success would be, but I can go back and look. So maybe the next year, Askins was named National Inventor of the Year. Well, is that showing success in her second career? This right here is showing the success in the second career. The other ones are a possibility. So right now, without even reading the passage, just analyzing that question, I can say D is probably the answer choice. I can go back and look, but that's just me analyzing the question and looking at what one is actually showing success. Select 2 ways the photograph adds meaning to the passage. So this is where I would have them go back to that photograph. We're looking at this picture. I don't think there's any other picture. There is not. So we're looking at this picture. So what is this picture showing? Well, it's showing her being a scientist. It's showing her, putting some chemicals, it looks like, into from one science thing to another science thing. It definitely, showing her being productive in some sorts. Well, let's look if there's any answer choices that supports it. It shows that Askins was a mother. Definitely does not, right? There's nothing to show her that. It shows that Askins works as a chemist. Well, probably. I don't, and this word chemist, the kids might not know what that means. They can scan the text for chemist and see if they find it. Career, I'm looking for a CH word. Scientist, college, chemist. Okay, so right there is the word chemist. So that's giving me support that is probably one of the answer choices. I might not know what that is, but it's in there a couple times. And the fact is that, that's probably supporting it, but I can go back and find it. It shows Askins working for NASA. I don't see anything to do with NASA on that picture. So no, it shows that Askins did experiments. Is it showing experiments? It is. So definitely that would be an answer choice. It's not showing an award. Definitely not showing an award. So those would be the correct answer choices. Again, I haven't really read much. What does the word enhance mean as used in paragraph 3? I'm going to go to paragraph 3 and I'm going to replace that word enhance with every single one of these words. So paragraph 3 is on this side. So the words were return, improve, study, enlarge. So we're going to scan for enhance. Enhance right here. All right, so they were too dark and blurry to be useful. NASA wanted Askins to find a way to enhance. Oh, they actually did talk about NASA right here. So that does support over here on C for number 2, but that's not showing in the picture. NASA wanted Askins to find a way to return the photos. Well, that's not making sense. NASA wanted Askins to find a way to improve. Well, they were dark and blurry, so probably improve. I'm going to put a dot next to B because I'm thinking that might be it. NASA wanted Askins to find a way to study the photos. Well, they were too dark and blurry, so I don't really think it's about studying them. They were too dark and blurry to be useful. NASA wanted to find a way to enlarge the photos. So right now I have two different answer choices. It could be improve or enlarge. So if we're looking at these two answer choices, it's either B or D when we're looking at this, but it does have a second part. So let's look at the second part. So right now we have two choices. Which phrase helps support the word enhance? Space travel and research? Well, that's not really telling me about enhancing, is it? A big problem to solve, photographs in space, too dark and blurry to be useful. Well, I kept on saying that too dark and blurry to be useful because it was right before that. So I'm going to say that's probably it, but maybe it could have been the big problem to solve. But D is right now my answer choice. So if something is too dark and blurry to be useful, are you going to want to enlarge that dark and blurry, or are you going to want to improve it? If you had a big problem to solve, are you going to want to improve it or enlarge it? Well, there's only one choice that really supports it, and that D supports B. Now, text structure, it's been something we've been working on for a little bit, and looking at that text structure of this, we're looking only at paragraph 4. One thing that kids do when they're looking at text structure, they look at the whole thing. And when we're looking at this question, it's asking us to specifically look at paragraph 4. So we're not comparing it to any other paragraph. We're not comparing it to any other part of this. We're only comparing it to paragraph 4. So again, I'm going to go to paragraph 4. I'm going to look for anything that helps support comparison, order of importance, cause and effects, first and last. Now, I will say for our third graders, we only worry about the 3 C's, okay? So we worry about comparison, cause and effect, and chronology. But chronology is not here. This is what words, tell us what chronology is, but when we're looking for our answer choices, these two are definitely not going to be it. So it's either going to be comparing or cause and effect. And anytime I look at cause and effect, I say, because of this, this happened. So I'm looking, sorry, my daughter was bouncing a ball and I just asked her to remove it. So paragraph 4, Askin started to experiment. After much hard work, she made a solution of chemicals. Then that's a key word to say sequence. She put this solution on dark photos. Once Askins did this, she could make brighter, sharper photos. They showed details that were not visible. At last, NASA scientists could study and learn from the photos. So is this comparing photos, or is this showing the cause and effect of photos? Well, they also have a part B on this. So let's go ahead and see what we can find in part B. Askin started to experiment. Is that showing comparison or cause and effect? Then she put the solution on dark photos. Well, because she put the solution on dark photos, something happened, but is this telling me that because of that happened? Or is it comparing photos? Not really. Once Askins did this, she could make brighter, sharper photos. Well, because she did this, the photos became sharper. So I'm going to say this is not showing anything. Starting experiments, not. Maybe for this one, they showed details that were not visible before. Is that telling me a cause and effect, or is that telling me a comparison? Well, because of Askins putting the solution together, the brighter and sharper photos made it more visible. So like B, C, and D is really telling me that all these is cause and effect, but I need to pick out which one is really supporting cause and effect. So which one is the thing that made the change, and what was the change? So the change was the brighter, sharper photos. She did put the solution, and because of the solution, this happened. And so because of that, this happened. This is that cause and effect. All right, and now I'm going to go on to the next page, which is number 5. We only have 2 more questions. What reason did the author provide to support the claim that Askin's discovery was special? So this one, I'm actually going to have to go and find it in my text. I'm going to probably scan for discovery or special. And I can start anywhere, but I'm going to go ahead and scan for discovery or special. I honestly don't even know if discovery or special is in here. However, a lot of the times when we're looking at questions, we can scan the text for those word patterns and actually find the answers. And again, I haven't done this. So solution, I'm looking for special. I forgot the other word because my daughter said something to me, discovery. Oh wait, what was the discovery that she made? Well, the discovery that she made, I don't even know, right? Oh wait, asking success with photos, discovery. I haven't, oh, then this made her discovery even more special. Oh wait, hang on. What, okay, so what reason does the author provide to support the author's claim? This made her discovery, although scientists often work in team, Askins had worked alone. Is there anything about work? Oh gosh, right here, the first question. First answer, right? That first answer says she was a woman who worked alone. So I just scanned the text for discovery and special, guessing that's the right one. I can go back and scan for more. I will let you know that that is the right one, but still can go back and scan if I want to. Now we're looking at this last question. It does have two parts. Again, I usually look at part A, and then I'll try to find part B to support part A. And sometimes kids will forget to do this. Or even just to make sure that it is supporting it. So 2 parts, expresses the author's purpose in this passage. Well, it's definitely talking about some teacher going to a scientist and becoming, better at something. And then we got to find support. So which one is telling us that, she went from a teacher to a scientist, or she went and did something that was special because we know she was special. Askins took too long to find her right career. Well, I really don't think they would make a passage about that, but maybe. I don't think that was the purpose behind the whole passage, but maybe. Askins was good at everything she tried to do. Well, nobody's good at everything they try to do, but maybe. Askins succeeded with talent and hard work. Well, she definitely became talented because she, won an award. And she definitely was a hard worker because she went from one career to a next. And, she was successful in it. Askins wanted to become famous and did. Maybe. I don't know why she would want to, but I could go back and scan the text for it. Well, now I'm going to look at my second part. I'm going to look at part B. And I'm going to try to find something that supports one of these two. These two don't really make sense to me, but maybe I could still try to find support for that. And usually when we're looking at part B, there is one support for each of them. Usually. Sometimes it doesn't happen though. Many young people think about what they will be when they grow up. Well, is that telling us that that is the purpose of this passage? Probably not. Go brush your hair. Thank you. I'm sorry. My daughter keeps on interrupting. Others begin one career but switch to a different one. That is what Barbara Askins did. Maybe. I don't think that this supports the claim, but, she did go from a teacher to a scientist. So I'm going to put a dot next to that one. It was an unusual choice because at the time most chemists and other scientists were men. Well, the author's purpose is talking about a teacher going from a teacher to a scientist. So I don't think it's about it. If it was about scientists being men, if that was the main purpose of what the author is trying to tell us, then that would probably be a part of the title. Although scientists often worked in teams, Askins had worked alone. This made her discovery even more special. Oh gosh, that's another thing. If we go back up to to number 5, the discovery and special was in there. So right now, I'm leaning towards B or D. Well, if we look at B, others began one career but switched to a different one. Talent and hard work, famous and did. Well, that's not telling me either one. Scientists often work in teams. Askins had worked alone. This made her discovery even more special. This is not supporting this one, but it's kind of supporting this one. She's working alone. She's working hard. And she had a very big discovery. And so that I feel like is supporting this one. Okay, so I would say C and D. And if I'm looking back in the text and, trying to support it, that definitely is it. And, I don't know exactly how much I read of this, the portion I read of this whole passage, but if I go check my answer choices, which I will after I am done with this, I'm going to do the math with you guys too. After I do, I will double check and I'll let you know, but realistically, do I think that those answer choices are correct? I do. And it's just about really going down and analyzing the questions. All right, so for this part of the math homework, I've been telling the kids in my class that they can do it any which way that they want to. If they don't like to do an array, eventually that array is going to become a moot point. It's going to be too difficult because the numbers are going to get too big. Now, one of the things I do tell them, write your multiples out. If you write your multiples out on any type of sheet of paper or even on the side of here, you're going to have all your answers written for you. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a sheet of paper really quick. And it looks like I'm dealing with 6 and 7s. I will show you the other way too, but I think I'm dealing with 6 and 7s. I think both sides, but I don't know. The other side's word problems. So if I write out my multiples of 6, 6 times 1, 6 times 2, and I do my multiples of 7 all the way to my 12s, and I'm going to do that all the way to my 12s, then I will have all of my answers. And somebody said the other day, is that cheating? It is absolutely not cheating because you were the one that did the math. Now, you'd have all the answers. It might feel like cheating, but you did the math. So if I do this, I can get to 12. And, my handwriting does become sloppy because I'm trying to go fast, and that's okay because it's for me. Now, do I check their notes? Obviously, yes, I do. And it makes me kind of sad when they decide to not take notes and not do the work because, eventually they're going to get into that higher math and they don't even have to write the equals. They could even do like, this is my sevens tables and just put the answers down. And so I show them that this is what they can do. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2, I'm going to take 6, add 6 to it. 6 times 3 and 12, if they don't know it, if they don't know it by heart, then they can, take 24 and add 6 to it to get us 30. Take 30, add 6 to it, 36. 36, add 6 to it, 42. 42, add 6. And, this is where some kids might get a little like, oh, I don't know, but you can use your fingers. 48, add 6. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. And just keep on going until you get to 6 times 12. 6 times 12, the 12 tables, those are difficult. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2 is 14, 21. And they can do this, but it is up to them. They have to make that choice for themselves to actually do this, okay? I'm going to stop there. And then we're going to start here. So 24 divided by 6, if I'm actually doing it by the columns and rows, I have 24 I need to make. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So now I have 4 columns, so 24 divided by 6 is 4. If I go to my little cheat sheet I made, 6 times 4 is 24. So I look for either the 24 or my 6 tables and find my answer. 42 divided by 7. I could do this again, but I can also go to my 7, and it's 7 times 6 is 42. Oh, I was getting ready to write. 42. All right, 48 divided by 6. 48 divided by 6, 8. 56 divided by 7. Oh gosh, I stopped there. But it is right here, right? This is 56. And I can count on 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. I notice I need to clean my fingernails. So it is 8. 12 divided by 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times what is 21? 7 times what? 3. 7 times what is 63? Well, I it's at my same spot. So this is 63, 70. I guess I should have finished it, right? 9, 6, 36, 6. And it's super simple if they do it this way, but it's that work, it's that front loading of work that kids don't really want to do. 28 divided by 7, or 28 divided by what is 7? Well, I look in my 7's column, 28, 4. 42 divided by what is 6? 7. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 54 in my 6 columns, 9. 70, 10. I can go over there. Going over to the other side. Now, this is where, you got to analyze these questions. You need to analyze. There are 6 chapters in a textbook. You spend 60 days studying all of the chapters. Now, I have what I need right now. I don't know what my question is, but I'm going to guess I'm dividing because I have 60 days to spend studying all of the chapters. You want to spend an equal number of days on each chapter. How many days can you spend on each chapter? So I have 60 days. I'm going to divide that by 6. Well, that's 10. Now, we do show it this way normally, but I do like to show it both ways because to give them an exposure. I am an even number. So with this, you need to know 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 are your even numbers. When you multiply me by 6, then divide. Oh gosh, multiply by 6. So this is a question mark. Multiply by 6, then divide. So then this, whatever this number is, I'm going to divide that by 4, and the quotient is 3. Okay, that is a lot of steps. So this is what I would do. I would do 0 times 6 is 0. You can't do that, right? So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 divided by 4. Well, 12 divided by 4. 4 times 3 is 12, isn't it? That's how I do it with the process of elimination. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers that you could possibly put in there. And so go through the process of elimination. So if I do 2 times 6, that gives me 12. 12 divided by 4. Is that 3? 3 times 3 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. So yes. So the answer was 2, I think, right? Yes, 2. Ooh, you divide 50 pennies among 6 people. So 50 divided by 6. Do I have it right here? No, I'm so confused now. Does each person get the same number of pennies? Well, no. I already, I didn't even do the multiplication, not the multiplication, the division, but I know that each person's not. Now, if they said 5 people, yeah. But no, because, each person can only get, 50 divided by 6, they can only get what? 48? It's 48? Nope, they can't even do it. 8. It would be 8, right? So they can't. So no. Because 50 cannot go evenly. Oh, I should have given myself more room. Evenly into, cannot go evenly, cannot be divided. Oh, be divided. I'm going to say divided. Use that lingo. Be divided evenly into 6 groups. And that's the reason. The proof, right here. This is my proof. There are 30 players at a golf camp. A coach divides the players into teams of 10. So 30 divided by 10. How many more teams does the coach make if he divides the player into teams of 6? So 30 divided by 10 is 3. And then I need to take that 30 and divide it by 6. Well, my answer choices are here. So each team, how many more teams? So there would be 2 more teams. I want to make sure I am answering it correctly. Now, on your tests and stuff, these, you don't have to answer it like this. They'll just say 2. There are 29 members of your sewing club. 8 members, 29. 8 members are divided. Nope. I read that. 8 members are at a fabric shop buying materials. Describe one way the instructor can divide the remaining number into equal groups. So 29, 8 of the members are at a fabric shop. So I'm taking 29, I'm subtracting 8. So now I have 21. Describe one way the instructor can divide the remaining number into equal groups. Well, I know right here, because my cheat sheet, I have 7 times 3 is 21, right? So I could say 3 groups of 7 or 7 groups of 3. If you have a different way that you want to do it, you could say one group of 21 technically, but we are trying to divide them up into equal groups. So 7 groups of 3. All right. If you have any questions or anything about this, and I will make sure my answers are right on that, please just reach out. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Sorry for my daughter interrupting.